Hi everyone, I'm Scott Saunders. You may remember me from the 2015 Apprentice, many years ago now. But I had a bad day today, and I always wanted to do a YouTube channel. And when I started to film my YouTube channels, 2-3 years ago, I didn't put the content out because, do you know why? I didn't believe that I had made it enough in order to give advice to people and tell them what I thought was right. And even though I said the things I said, I personally didn't fully believe everything I was saying. So now I've had that experience, and I've also had a bad day today, but got motivated by one thing, which I'll tell you about later. I felt it was necessary for me to just give this one video to everyone out there that wants to make a change, that wants to start their business, for those that aren't happy with their lives, for those people that are depressed, for those people that feel the pressures of everyday life. Every one of you guys, this video is for you, and this is from everything that I've learned over the last few years, do you know what, 10 years, in one condensed little video. So here we go. And by the way, I haven't had a haircut for a while, so I put my hat on. If I have my hat forward, you can't see my face, so I have to turn it around the back. I think it looks okay, to be fair, but I don't usually rock this kind of style. Now look, I've had a very long journey in my life. I started from, obviously, from nothing, like lots of other people. I didn't have much when I was younger. Basically, everyone was rocking the Nikes at school, and I used to have the Golas. I used to have not even the hand-me-downs because I didn't have an older brother or anything, but I didn't have the best stuff. However, I appreciated everything that I had. And the world of yesteryear, when I was being brought up as a kid, is completely different from now. So my mission, even from the age of 5, 6, being with my single mum, was to do the best that I could ever do and prove that people like me and you can make a change just by really believing that you can do it. Now, this whole journey that I've experienced has had so many different ups and downs, and I've learned so many different lessons. It's unreal. And when I look back, I feel like it's amazing. And I'm sure if you were to look back on your achievements and where you are now and what you've done, you'll probably understand and feel the same thing. Now look, I've got one thing to say to you. Look, you're obviously watching this video because maybe you're not happy with your current life. Maybe you want to achieve more. Maybe you want better. Maybe you want to lose some weight. Maybe you want to put on some weight. Maybe you just want to change your lifestyle. Now look, the good news is you can. It's easier than you think. And it usually comes down to that one significant step, which is actually getting started. Now I'll tell you right now, everyone you have in your life, everything you have, where you are, where you live, the money you have in your bank, the job, the boyfriend, the girlfriend, the car, everything you have to this day is due to all of your previous time, your previous experiences, and your previous existence. And that's what you've been working towards. So you can't moan, because a lot of people moan about what they have and they moan about everything else. But actually it comes down to you. If you want to make a change, then make that first step of making a change. You have everything today due to everything that you've done over the last few years. Now, my personal advice is, depending on whatever it is that you want in life, is to get yourself a little notepad. This is what I think is the most powerful thing. We all look at technology, we all look at the best and quick ways to do things, but you know what? You can't beat having a pen to a pad and writing down the things that you wish and want to have in your life. Forget about how big you think they are. Write them down. Write everything down that you want in your life, whether it's today, tomorrow, or in 50 years. Write it down in your book and dedicate this book only to your goals that you want to achieve, okay? And name it something which is important. Name it your life-changing book or your life-changing notepad or something like that. Might sound a bit, stupid, but do you know what? If you get a notepad and you dedicate it to making changes and you write down your goals, then you're probably going to start to get there. Now look at this. I started my business with absolutely nothing. I'll tell you the truth, okay? I left The Apprentice after having a £70,000 a year job, a lovely car, a 3-bedroom house, a little dog and everything that everyone thought was great. But you know what? I wanted more because I knew I always wanted to have my business, and I tried and failed in the past, and it just wasn't enough for me. So I went on to The Apprentice to win the investment. Didn't get that, but it was fine. And do you know what I did? I decided one day that I was actually going to do what I wanted to do, which was take your step out of the status quo where everyone else lives and say, I want more, I'm willing to work for more, and I'm going to achieve it. And what the biggest change was getting that notepad. I have a notepad to this day, which I might even be able to find, and it has everything that I wanted to achieve. It has my business that I own now from 5 years ago, and I achieved all those things. Now get this, okay? Depending on how big you think something is that you want to achieve, the best way to actually get those results is by breaking it down into smaller steps, okay? You can't get what you want straight away. It doesn't work like that. If you want to have a Mercedes-Benz or you want to have a Ferrari, okay? You can have both of those if you want to, but you need to work out a plan. You need to cut it down into sections. You need to understand that if you work towards that, then the energy is going to come back and you will get that one day. It won't be when you expect it. And this is one thing you're going to learn if you're going to make that leap to change your life. It's going to take time, and patience is the biggest thing that I've learned through my whole journey. So, whatever it is you want, get yourself a notepad. Write down on the first page all the things that you want in your life and the things that you want to achieve. And then on the next page, write down under one of them, one of those goals or milestones, cut down into little sections on how you're going to do it. If you spend 10 minutes per day, okay, on working towards the thing that you want, don't you think it's going to come into your life? If you specify something that you want to bring into your life and you work towards having that and spend only 10 minutes per day, it's slowly going to manifest. It's slowly going to build up, and it's slowly going to build. And one day, that very thing you want is going to come in your life. I'm going to be honest with you. Today, I had the worst day I've ever had. I've worked my nuts off to be able to bring my business, my ideas to my whole industry. And guess what? I did it. In the eyes of everyone else, I've done it. Payrollsupermarket.com was an idea. I was the first person in the UK and the world to bring in a comparison website for the payroll industry, for freelancers, contractors, and I saw the vision years ago. But you know what? No one believed me. No one was on my side, and no one thought it was possible. Funny enough, we fast forward now 4 years, and don't get me wrong, okay? I've tried to quit or thought about quitting so many times, and the pressure and the things that I've gone through has been absolutely insane. But do you know what? I'm still here today. I have my business, which is amazing, and I started it by my own mind. There's now countless of other companies that didn't believe in my product that have now copied the same thing and are doing it and trying to make money from it. Now, it's amazing for me to think, actually, I said, no, do you know what? I'm going to do what I love, and I'm actually going to make this work all them years ago. And here we are today. It's now an industry. And what people don't understand is I started that industry. But do you know what? I'm not a multimillionaire. I don't have loads of cash. In fact, when I started this, I was on The Apprentice. You lot were watching me on the show thinking I was a millionaire. I actually quit my job. I ended up breaking up with my girlfriend at the time, moved in to my old flat and started my business, and I didn't have anything. No car. Sometimes I didn't even have food. Yes, I was grateful to have a roof over my head, and also had the support from my mum and dad, but you know what? That was one of the hardest things I had to do. Could you imagine walking down the street, being someone who's been onto The Apprentice, and people coming up to you and saying, wow, well done, how are things going? And inside you're always going to be great. Yeah, it's great, like awesome, it's awesome. I didn't have a pot to piss in. I had nothing. And I only realised after 4 months of doing my business, thinking I was so great that I didn't need to pick the phone up because I was a director. I looked and I thought, Jesus, do you know what? I'm not even making any money. So I learned the valuable thing of actually, you're not too great. Pick up the phone, start talking to your old clients, start to build that energy towards getting paid. And you know what? I bought this board. This is the first board I ever bought in my life, okay? I wrote down my goals. I wrote down how much I wanted to achieve. And I wrote down everything that I wanted to do every single month. And do you know what? Funny enough, even though it was hard, even though people telling me and offering me jobs of 100K plus, I believed in my product so much, I stuck it out. I didn't get all of my targets hit. It took me a long time to understand how to make money. Because that's the thing, when you work for a company for years and years and years, you work, that's how, you work and that's how it is. But when you start your own company, you don't realise the things you knew go out the window. You need to build something which is credible enough for people to give you money and actually pay you. Now, one of the other valuable lessons I learned was, just because someone says they want to use your services and they say to you, I'm going to pay £1,000, for instance, it doesn't mean they're actually going to do it. It doesn't mean you've succeeded. Until that money is in your bank, you will not actually be able to say that it happened, right? So don't get all gassed up about doing these great things until the money's in the bank. Now, I'm kind of going off a little bit, of course, but I have, like I said, been through such a hard journey, and only until recently have I felt comfortable enough to say to you that actually I have the experience, I have the advice, I have the understanding to be able to say, do you know what? You can do it. And do you know why I can say that to you? It's because I have and I am doing it against all the odds. I am just like you. Had nothing given to me, worked harder than most. For some reason, people don't like to just give me stuff. Some reason it's been harder, I feel, for me. But do you know what the funny thing is? Every single successful person that I read about has come from the same place. They've worked their nuts off. They've done everything they possibly could. And they never gave up. That is the key element. You will achieve what you want, but it won't happen when you want it. We're living in a world now where you can get anything like that. So we expect results like that. But guess what? They're not going to happen like that. That, my friend, is called patience. Patience is one of the hardest things to learn. I used to stress 3 years ago so hard to the point of depression, of just getting money in my bank. And I'm talking £500 to £1,000 just to be able to cover my bills. It was hard. Sometimes I gave up and I just sat there and there was no one around to talk to. And it was difficult because you're supposed to be this person that's doing all these great things, because now in social media and the life we live, everyone's giving all these amazing things they're doing, all their cars and all their lovely relationships and all their big houses and all that kind of stuff. But guess what? They feel just like you. And we're now in a place where we're all just showing a small little entity of the things that we're doing. And we think that all these people live the same lives all the time, every single day, but it's not true, okay? You are just like everyone else. And don't compare yourself to other people. You are who you want to be. And if you want to go to this level here, you can go to that level there. But you know what? You have to work for it. And you know what? It's going to be hard, because everyone's working to this kind of level. They're telling you all these things. They're telling you can't do it. It's a stupid idea. For years, and I'm talking since I was tiny, people used to laugh at me for my ideas. People used to make me feel small. They used to belittle me in front of other people. And I thought, I wonder why. And do you know why? It's because actually they were threatened by what I had to offer. And they saw inside that actually it's best to put you down than it is to go with you, because, that means that they're going to win. But you know what? They're not winning anymore. And I'm proving it. And my friends are proving it. My brother, who was only 20 years old, and the reason why I'm here today, right now, is because I came back after work and I was absolutely livid. I had a shit day. I worked really hard and invested loads of money into making our whole systems into the most amazing thing that we've got. It's the best product I've ever been able to to launch. And I could see everyone getting involved with this. And I'm talking, 40, 50 clients at £1,000, £2,000 a month. But guess what? It didn't happen. It didn't happen how I expected it. I was like, wow. So we've been working really hard to try and get our clients on and get all this kind of stuff. It's not quite working, it's not gelling. I went home in a mood today, the money's going down. I've invested my time, my energy. I look at other people, I think, how am I not making it? And do you know what? To other people, they're looking at me thinking I'm making it and stuff. It doesn't matter. Clear that from your mind. It doesn't matter about other people. And then my brother rang me. And the funny thing is, I knew he was going to ring me, so we've got a good energy. He went to go and collect his car today. And this car is the car he's been wanting for the last 5 years. It's a black Audi, I think it's an S3, something like that. It's beautiful. He's 20 years old. And when he came to work with me, he said he'll work for free just to learn and just to be able to be with me and work with this project. And he believed in me. And now look at the result. We're talking 2.5 years later. He is now the director of the business. I said to him, and I made a promise, that if you listen to everything that I say to you, I'll condense my 10 years into 1 year and you will be able to get everything that you want. And he did it. Through the bad times, through the good times, he even went for 3 months unpaid. But he stuck at it every single day. He didn't moan. He didn't talk about all these other things. He didn't care about what other people were doing. He literally came in motivated because he had something to work for. It may only be a car to you, but this was the ultimate achievement for him at 20 years old. And I'll tell you what, I had a little banger when I was 20. There was no way I was driving anything close to that. He came over, he picked me up, and I thought, wow, this is just the perfect way. This is the perfect conclusion to writing down your goals every day, because I told him on the first day when he came to work with me, and I don't even do it as much as him. Write down the goals you want to achieve every single day, and when you hit them, cross them off. Get on to the next one, cross it off. Prioritise the ones that are most important, cross it off, cross it off. I've got books, okay? I'm going to go and grab one now. I'm in the office. 2 seconds. This is books. It's full of him writing down stuff, crossing it off, crossing it off, crossing it off, crossing it off. The funny thing is, I preached about this stuff and I don't even do it as much as him. I now am learning from my brother because he listened and he actually put his goals down and he crossed them off. And when you cross off your goals, 5 to 10 a day, when you do that in a year, 365 days in a year, guess what? You get the result that you want, and it comes quick. I remember circling a watch that I always wanted, and I thought I was going to get in 6 months when I came out of the Apprentice, and I expected huge things and all that kind of stuff, and they're getting loads of money. Didn't happen. I also, because my phone broke, I had to use my old phone, which was Samsung, so I went through it and looked at the pictures, and I saw a picture of a Mercedes. It was a 2010 or 2011 Mercedes, silver one. And I remember now saying I wanted that car. Now, it took me longer than I anticipated. A fucking hell of a lot longer. It took me ages, but I got them. I genuinely got them. And all the things that I learned, I can now use and duplicate to get other things that I want. I'm not going crazy, but I wanted this. I looked at my phone that I was just talking about, and I saw in the background of a picture, in a book of a Rolex, of the exact watch that I got. And I forgot about it. I didn't even know that I had this Mercedes. There's loads of screenshots of it. It's only a Mercedes, it might be to you, but you know, it was a big achievement for me. Do you know what? I got it. I couldn't believe it. And do you know why? It's because I stuck at what I wanted to achieve. I said no to everyone else. I changed my circle. I literally just kept on going, even though it was the hardest thing I've ever had to go through in my life. Now, the reason why I'm saying all these things to you is, if you are not happy, If you don't feel that you're getting the most out of life, which by the way is precious, it's amazing, it's beautiful, and it's only beautiful when you are happy. And when you're happy, it's because you're passionate, and it's because you enjoy it. We spend what? Most of our lives, 5 days a week working. So how about you work on something you want to do? How about you change your current life and work towards something that you're passionate about? Because funny enough, a byproduct of working on something that you enjoy, you end up getting more money for it anyway. But what you have to do is make the step to be able to actually achieve those things. You are better than your current situation. You can change, and it's only up here. If you write things down, it starts to manifest, it starts to grow, and it starts to make this inner feeling that you need to achieve those things. I'm now in my office. It's not the office I want anymore. But you know what? Once upon a time, I was in my spare room with 4 people in my flat, working for free for Payroll Supermarket. And every single one of those people still work here today. And they are the reason why we are getting even more successful. Now, I'm going to finish off with my basically conclusion to life, business, anything. And I personally feel this sums up making a change. And it's this. Okay. Experience equals confidence which leads to results. I have summed up everything that I work on and everything that I do to these 3 principles. The more experience, the more time you spend on something, the better you get at it. The more you know, and the easier it is. Surely, right? Which leads to giving you more confidence in that particular thing. It could be anything in the world. Let's say you want to be an accountant. You don't have to be an accountant. You enroll onto to do lessons and learn and stuff, right? So you need to get your experience, and then you start to get more and more information. So you get more and more experience, and then you go to work for a company. You use that experience, and because of that, you become more confident in what you're learning and what you're doing every day in that particular area. And as a byproduct of experience and confidence, it comes to the ultimate thing, which is results, which takes longer than you think it takes, but it happens. It happens when it's supposed to happen. The more experience you got, the more confidence you get, which leads to you getting more results, which are the results that you write down as the goals. Now look, I'm going to finish up now because I've been talking for a while, and do you know what? Thank you if you've watched even this far. But I will say to you that anything you want, you can have it. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I know I'll get there. And when I stand here today and I think how far I've come in such a short space of time with no resources, no one coming in to help me push or believe in my product, I started an industry, me, from my mind, that didn't exist, which is making so much money. If I can do it, you can do it. Believe in yourself and make that first step, because you can do it, but you've got to change your mindset. Start listening to audiobooks instead of music when you're going to work. Download Amazon, not Prime, but whatever it is or the audiobooks. Download some amazing books. There's amazing books there. You know, Think and Grow Rich. You've got obviously The Secret. You've got how to win friends and influence people. You've got all these amazing things. Listen to them. That's what I used to do when you're on your way to work. It motivates you. It gives you more education. You're not doing anything else. So listen, and you start to learn and get more inspired. Get your goals down. Start to change maybe the group of people that you hang around with. Make the proactive step now, because the sooner you do that, the sooner everything you want will come into your life. And it's been proven time and time again. It's about the frequencies that you send out. The frequencies you send out want to attract themselves to the same frequency. Everything is like for like. Everything likes to be attracted to the same element of itself. I call it code. So if you send out the right frequency of your code that you want to achieve, guess what? It's going to come back. And if you focus on it more than anything else, it's going to come back quicker. So do you know what? Just go and fucking do it. I will report to you in 15 years' time, and I would have made some serious changes, and people will actually understand what I said and believe it, because you know what? Like Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg and, man, there's loads of people. They've done the same thing, but only everyone believes in it when they've done it. Were they there at the start? No. Get over it, get on with it, and fucking change your life, because you can do it. I've done it, and the people around me have done it. That's what inspires me. Cool, signing off. Thank you for listening.